Hey, what's that?
Akil.
Akil, my pleasure. Idris.
Nice to meet
Minna.
Mina.
Hi.
Hey, man.
you. Akil.
Akil.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you for having me.
It's really great that you're all here. So the process tonight is totally open-ended. The goal is not to get anything right beyond giving us all a chance to watch how musicians figure out what to do with each other.
And when you're a jazz musician, you're always running up on stage sometimes and just jamming. So it's nothing new in terms of performing with people that you don't know. Now, looking at a piece of music you haven't seen before and having 5 people interpret the music, that's a little unusual.
Our song tonight is called The California Pioneers. This song happens to be the very first song ever published in California.
Oh.
Anybody know this song?
I think I'm like the youngest musician here in terms of sitting down and sight reading, interpreting in a new way. Haven't done that before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Deanna, do you want to try taking a crack at singing this melody?
I'm more of a folk Latin singer-songwriter. I don't do a lot of like melodic stuff in my guitar.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't really figure out like how. I think they purposely got 5 musicians from like all different genres. I do mostly classical. For me, it's unusual to be playing with people that you don't know at all. But we're gonna be doing it 3 times, so I'll know them tomorrow.
Let's try it one more time.
Keep that going.
Come together, then we can go back to the melody. You know, I think we had fun sort of just learning it and hearing each other and finding kind of our individual space.
I learned things about how people work together. For one, when we don't have a leader, we're all trying to chip in and share what we think we could do with the piece, and it's a little bit harder that way, but at the same time it's really exciting and it's enriching to see what everybody brings to the table.
For the past couple of years, I've been working with SF MoMA on a project called Public Knowledge, which is a collaboration with the San Francisco Public Library. And the project that I've been working on is trying to use the musical archives and the musical history of San Francisco as a way to address and think through and deal with contemporary issues in San Francisco, particularly issues around eviction and displacement and gentrification. Can the cultural past, the musical past of San Francisco be a way for us to think about the present and to think about the future? Can music be a model for thinking differently about cities? What can we learn from musicians about how to live with each other, how to negotiate differences in training, differences in genre, how to make social music together, and how to rehearse a new city. One of my greatest joys as a musical listener is actually not watching a band play a song that they figured out exactly how to play, but the opposite, watching how they figure out how they're going to play.
Let's do that again.
Tonight was very different because also the room was very different. So the order that they sat in was different, which I think changed some of the dynamics in interesting ways.
Stay away from the major chords.
I think I'm gonna have them take the lead, you know, kind of not even saying it, and I feel that sort of Minna's stand too as an experiment. Where do you want to take it, you guys?
Oh, an F.
Original.
Oh, okay.
Personalities got solidified. I think people got comfortable with each other and let their personalities come out in different ways than they came out last night. Today felt like a transition period for me. In many people's lifetimes, they said that the sound of the city has changed, and that sounds that once existed simply no longer exist. That voices that used to be heard are now gone. The sounds from the city are themselves changing. It's an ongoing debate about what the future of San Francisco is going to sound like. We were thinking of putting Marcus and Keel there, Minna here, you there, there-ish, Idris there-ish.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more mixed too. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what will happen today. Yeah, hopefully something different, right? Maybe somebody else could hopefully take the lead today and just kind of take us somewhere that we haven't been to.
Going straight to the A flat minor for you.
Okay.
And then solos,
yeah.
your 3 feel. Can
Okay.
you just sing it again?
I'm a leader of my own band. I've led bands all my life. So it's important for me not necessarily always be leading. This is not my band. You know, this is a whole nother situation. So I've got to pull back a little bit, you know, and just let other people lead, let other people express themselves in a way and not dominate the expression.
Maybe just start with a vamp on E flat.
Musicians don't always get it right,
So high.
but I think there's something inherent in a musical group, in a creative group, and that's really just respect for each other and respect for each other's ideas.
Try once with vocal, and then take the 2 bars, go back to the top.
You know, within jazz circles, for decades, scholars and musicians of jazz have always talked about improvisation as a model for social interaction, as a democratic model. It's about negotiation and figuring out when to listen to each other, when to lay back, when to throw their voice out, when to solo. It's a negotiation that I think non-musicians can learn from.
Take me there.